Good afternoon and welcome to Country Gaming. So, today's video is going to be a little bit different than some of the previous ones, as it's going to be part blog, part my thoughts on my army for 40k, and some personal cred. So let's get the personal cred stuff out of the way. One of the reasons there is no game for this week is because, simply put, my wife went into the hospital and I didn't get a game in. For someone who suffers through depression, fights it, this type of turmoil is hard to deal with. But it is a ongoing, known issue, and it's something I just have to deal with on a semi-regular basis. So that's life. Onto my army. Shadow Wolves is a small chapter in the lore. It showed up in one book for maybe 3 sentences. They were a successor chapter to the Imperial Fists, if I remember correctly. And the, is it Dark Angels, I believe, were there when their final man died, holding the flag high, as Tyranids ripped into them. My backstory is that when Roberta Gilly, I think I said his name correctly, pat myself on the head, returned, he heard about the legacy of the Shadow Wolves and decided to rebirth their chapter, primarily with Primaris Space Marines, but we'll get into that in a minute. However, instead of going just with one chapter, the idea was that they'd be flexible. To be honest, with the new Death Watch stuff coming out, I have to really take a good look at that, as I think a lot of the rules will carry over to how I've pictured these guys. So, and I know I'm going to mispronounce some stuff. So, I'm going to grab, something I thought I had handy. Oh, there it is. To describe what I've got going on. So first, we have my command. As you can see, my captain in Gravis is still being worked on, but to his side is his sub-captain. I'm still looking for names for these guys, by the way. And a lieutenant with a power sword. Again, still working on him. To the other side, and I'm still working, is my librarian and another lieutenant. 4 squadrons of intercessors, 5-man each. Each will be armed with an auxiliary grenade launcher, which is what those little yellow pipes on their guns are. Then, my apothecary. I'm actually getting a couple extended arms 3D printed for his back. Painted him up in white and red, which makes him kind of stand out a little. Primaris Ancient, still being worked on. Okay. Now, 2 squadrons of 3-man Inceptors with the bolt version, not the plasma. 2 units of Hellblasters, again, default weapon. Now, as I picture my chapter, their motto is, does it work, then do it. So they bring their company serfs, which they consider, okay, a little technical difficulties. They bring their company serfs with them, which they consider to be equals. Battle Brothers is their term for them. And here you see 3 units of 10 guardsmen, including heavy weapons and special weapons. Right now I have the grenade launcher and the flamer built. Because when I bought them, they were already built, and it's been a pain to paint them because of that. And then the one unit I bought that wasn't pre-built, I've put magnets in their shoulders, and I'll put magnets in the weapons, so it's flexible. And I've got one heavy weapon team, which I'll probably use to incorporate into the squads instead. I also have enough to build basically 11 more guys or so. Primaris Psyker. No relation to the Primaris Marines, but I love the irony of it all. Or the coincidence of it all, I guess. And my company commander. Depending on which set of rules I decide to use, because part of my plan is to field them differently whenever I play, whether or not they're Ultramarines this week or Raven Guard. There goes to that flexibility I was talking about. Sometimes he will be the commander of the army, the warlord. I love the little trick of 5+5+. Basically, whenever a command point gets spent, you get a chance to reclaim one, or claim one. Then over here, and I know, paint too thick, all the rest, I have 2 squads of very old tactical Marines, 1993, I think I figured out. Okay. Which, because of their size, this is one of the reasons I made the video, I decided they're actually squats. Being kind of the refuge, the reborn of a dead Space Marine chapter, I see these guys being more accepting to groups that are on the fringe. Now, some people have asked me why I felt a need to make them squats. In full armor, Imperial Guardsmen are taller. Or the same size, at least. Okay. My commander's the same size. The Primaris is taller. And when you put him next to, let's say my captain, you can see that he truly captain truly towers over them. Let's put a Hell Blaster next to him too, just so you can see the size difference we're talking about. Okay. So, I decided that they're a group of squats. Long term, I might even decide to try to pick up some bikers and convert them into squats. Maybe another unit of 5, so I've got a full battalion. Get a tech priest to serve as my second character. I have to check to make sure those are an HQ choice. Okay. So that's basically my army and how the painting's going. Slow is the key word. There will be a tournament Memorial Day weekend that I'm fielding these guys in, so I need to get my butt in gear. Anyways, so back onto me. Oh, where did my champion go? There he is. Okay. So, like I said, some understanding that the videos will probably be short. They probably will not be gameplay, which sucks for me. I'm hoping to convince my son to go down for the tournament and videotape, but that's going to depend on his work schedule. Until things straighten out, happy gaming, everybody. Hope life's going good for you.